has to be said. And the thought that I was holding, I was going to say, before the craziness happened, that Kronovi, immediately after that kickoff, he touched the ball into the wall to stop it from rolling up the wall, because had it rolled up the wall with only 10 seconds left, he wouldn't have had a chance to, control the play and dictate, a shot on Kux's net. But by making that really deft touch before picking up the boost, he, made the ball bounce off the sidewall and come in field again. Just such a good play by Kro that might go unnoticed. Oh, Kronovi's coming for blood, but Kux with the respawn save. I feel like Kronovi could have scored that if he just shot it a little bit quicker. Oh, Kronovi getting a little bit disoriented here. Leaving on the ball cam. He doesn't know where Kux is this whole time. Unless he can, have a good... He sees Kux behind him, knows Kux is going to go for this. But he only has the audio cue to know where Kux is. And Kronovi messing up his kickoff a bit there. Oh, the punish is missed by Kuxer. Kux actually opting not to go for the back right boost, maybe not realizing that Kronovi would not have beaten him to it. Good boost steal by Kro. Oh, Kux with the flail flip. Kronovi with a big chance. Good recovery by Kux though. This is actually fine for Kronovi. He's controlling the ball, he's got space, he's got boost. Kuxer having to react to him, but look at the height Kux is able to get on that ball. He can pop that, recover, collect the boost, and then take the ball. And Kronovi, not a good challenge by him. Probably going to get punished, and it is. Kronovi's going to have to do better than that. Very, very risky challenge. Just, hoping that Kux is going to drop the ball almost. And a player of Kux's caliber, not going to drop the ball in that corner. Just going to pop it over your head. But just for reference, Kux is now 4-3 up in games against Kronovi, taking the last 3 games consecutively. So he's feeling it pretty good right now. Got the leading game. Game 8 goes for the freestyle. For Kuxer, doing that doesn't really affect his trajectory at all because he's just so familiar with it that he can do that. I could smell that fake a mile away. Kronovi could as well, it seems. So although the what's it called? The freestyle might look like it's, reducing Kux's likelihood of success. For a player like Kux, it's probably not changing the situation at all. He just does a quick spin and he's back on the exact same trajectory as he was prior. No way Kux actually gets a shot on target from the ridiculous angle. Donation goal for a new wood chair. Well, if I was getting a new chair, I probably wouldn't get a wooden one. I was thinking about getting a standing desk, actually. Not sure what you guys think about that. Thinking about getting a standing desk. Nice flick by Kro. Oh, see right there, again, he just doesn't get the power shot with his dodge. It just kind of hits it with the side of his car rather than the nose. Kronovi's missing a lot of power shots on these air roll hits. I don't even know if he's air rolling into it. But if you watch a player like Marky Duda, that is, he... gets a lot more power on these weird angle shots than Kronovi does. Something that Kronovi can definitely work on, I feel. Probably the biggest thing for me is just Kronovi needs to be able to generate more power on these tight angle shots. Especially, that would, complement his really quick recovery playstyle very, very well. Being able to recover and then just put a shot on the net really quickly. Because right now he's recovering fast, but the shots that he's putting on the net are not as fast as they could be if he was... getting the aerial shots. And besides, just practicing them a bit more to avoid hitting the ball with your roof and the side of your car and trying to get your nose on it instead. I would say the Octane is better for aerial shooting. Just because you're more nimble, you can get around the ball quicker. Uncharacteristic bad clear by Kux. Kronovi beating him to it by an absolute hair. I had to watch that again. There was just a hair distance between Kuxer and the ball right there. Will Kronovi get in field here? He tries to, and yep, Kux actually... Whoa, Kux actually read that play, but Kronovi, instead of shooting it, just goes for a delayed dunk on Kux. So Kux, respecting that infield shot, but maybe dodging a little bit too high on that ball. He kind of did what I was explaining earlier. He goes for the dodge. I'll do this again. He goes for the dodge, and he hits off the top of the ball and kind of gets forced over it. Does Kuxer. Whereas Kronovi just pushes the ball under him because he got a favourable hitbox right in the middle of the ball. Kux going for an air dribble because Kronovi was off his line. Definitely a high percentage play. All he needs to do is get it past Crow, and it's going to be a goal. Results in a goal anyway because Kronovi's challenge just wasn't good enough. I feel like even if Kronovi recovers a little bit faster, that's probably not going to get him back in time. Kux actually throwing a pinch clear, and we've not seen him do that very often. Right there, he just, you know, pinches the ball between the wall and his car, trying to surprise Kronovi with the power clear. Because most of the time that we see Kux in his defensive corner, he just keeps the ball to himself. He just doesn't let Kux have it. So, 3-all in game 8. Kuxir 4-3 up in games. Very, very close games between these two. Oh no, Kux actually getting into a turtle position, which isn't even stupid. It was actually a good thing to do. By doing that, he was able to keep his boost, you know, moving him forwards towards the ball at every angle. It looks kind of weird, but, you know, similar to the freestyle that he did earlier, it had a reason behind it. It wasn't just for show. Although it did look pretty funny. The turtle 50-50 by Kuxir. Oh, that's a good... Almost getting a pinch was Kux, but Kronovi with another fast recovery. Kux has really been dictating the final minute or so of this game, but Kronovi might get the last chance here. He could get a shot on target. Kux is going to be there. The ball actually staying up, but it's going to fall now. So hopefully we don't get a kickoff goal here. I hate kickoff goals in overtime. You know, I don't mind kickoff goals in regular time, but kickoff goal in overtime, there's just something ugly about that, you know? We should have a truce that both players just, you know, flip a coin and give the possession to one player while the other player can defend with full boost or something. So Kronovi, he takes literally every boost pad in his approach there to his own net. He took even the small boost pads, leaving nothing for Kux, but Kux actually does have a lot of boost here. He was able to collect some, so right there we see Kux actually has plenty boost to be challenging in an aggressive position. Kronovi with a pretty heavy touch, goes for the mind game. That's never going to work though. This is sort of a... It's a half-hearted mind game because all he's doing is not hitting the ball, but when you're in a flat car, it's going to bounce over you pretty much every time that the 50-50 comes in from Kux. You usually see that kind of thing that Kronovi just tried to do happen from Octane players, because the Octane being a taller car is less likely to just, you know, have the ball forced right over the top of him. Kuxir's ready for more. 8 games and he's still keen. One more says Kronovi. He has to sleep soon.